Manchester United are interested in signing Hugo Ekitike. But as I said earlier, there's also a new striker in the picture. We're going to talk about this. But as of 9 hours ago, I'm just going to read you a few things as to what Manchester United saw in Ekitike that made him, become a player of target. I remember in March of this year, I posted a news on X that I got from Pletigo stating that Man United were interested in, were intensively scouting the market for attackers in the summer, and talks have already begun. They are closely monitoring Benjamin Sesko and Hugo Ekitike. Victor Gyökeres and Victor Osimhen remain high on the list. Now, from the news we're getting with regards to striker updates, Manchester United are no longer going for Victor Osimhen, and that's due to several factors we don't want to just go deep into, but we're going to just kind of, just say it out there right now. Man United don't want to go for Victor Osimhen. Obviously, part of it is wages. People are coming up with multiple things. But Tom Harris said something about in the Athletic about the reason why Manchester United were going for Hugo Ekitike. And one of the reasons is that he's got 22 goals, 12 assists for Frankfurt last season. He's central to them leading Europe in XG from fast breaks. And then he competes with Kylian Mbappe in dribble stats, but 40% of shot accuracy, lower than most elite strikers. Right? I brought you some stats in the last video. I talked about Man United strikers and stuff like that. Chelsea and Man United won him basically, but basically the Athletic was saying that his profile is suited to exploiting the space in transition, a rangy dribbler out wide with a knack for arriving in dangerous areas to finish. He was the only centre forward in Europe's top 5 leagues last season to take over 200 touches in the opposition penalty box and to carry the ball into the last 50 in at least 50 times. He's both a provider and a poacher when his team can move quickly upfield. That is what Tom Harris said about Hugo Ekitike. And, he's also come out to reveal that he supports Manchester United. But according to Ben Jacobs, and this is the update on Hugo Ekitike, because first and foremost, before we get to the Ben Jacobs news, there was news that Hugo Ekitike was going to cost Man United £100 million. And that is pretty much straightforward. They're going to cost 100 million euros rather, 100 million euros, because I've seen folks online posting two different things. One of them posted that Man United wanted to sell Rasmus Højlund for 25 million euros, and the same, and quoted Sky Sports. But Sky Sports reported that Man United wanted to sell Rasmus Højlund for 25 million pounds. So it's quite confusing when you carry rumors. And the truth is, when you put it in euros, it seems like Man United are selling themselves short. Meanwhile, pounds is more than euros, right? So it is what it is. But I'm not just going to dive deep into it. But this is according to Ben Jacobs and most reliable sources. Man United were interested in Hugo Ekitike as established, but Man United also are being priced out of the deal, basically. And the idea is that they wanted to sell Ekitike for around 100 million pounds, or 100 million euros rather, 100 million euros. Now, there was also rumors that Man United could get a deal for around 60 million pounds or 65 million pounds, depending on negotiations, getting the deal lower and all of that. And people started to do a lot of analysis, and this was as of the 100 million pounds news was like 48 to 72 hours ago, and then this one is basically from the last 24 to 48 hours, basically saying that Man United could get him at a reduced price and everything. His wages are not high, astronomical, and all of that. But it gives us something to think about and to kind of worry with regards to that, because he's only 22, he's still young, and all of that. He's a good goal scorer. He's a good goal scorer, but not extremely elite. And Man United want to get elite. They want to get the best in class. So should he be a player we should go for? I don't know, because in truth, we can never know his performance and all of that in England. All he's played is France and Germany. it is what it is. Then you could see his highlight reels, his goals, type of goals he scores. They are kind of Isaac Rashford-esque kind of goals. Dribble into the box, come late in the box, find yourself in dangerous areas, score goals. He scored in Europe. He has wealth of experience for a 22-year-old, and he's played many games, right? So it's like you can tell he's been in the PSG academy even in the time when Messi and Neymar and Mbappe were there. He was pretty young. He was signed from Reims, and then he got to PSG. And so those are the things. We're going to do a deep dive if Man United could pull that deal off. But I just know Man United won't pull that deal off. So another update as of the last 7 hours is Ben Jacobs has said that Frankfurt are exaggerating interest in Hugo Ekitike in order to encourage a bidding war between Chelsea and Manchester United, because it is said that Manchester United are interested in Hugo Ekitike. And then also in the last 4 hours, Fabrizio Romano has said that there is now a feeling among English top clubs that Frankfurt could be prepared to accept less than £84 million for Hugo Ekitike, maybe something more like 68 to 76 million pounds. That is what Fabrizio Romano has said. And the Athletic also are reporting that although Frankfurt are demanding £100 million for €100 million for Hugo Ekitike, who is 22 years of age, they are willing to be flexible around the structure of the deal. And that's what the Athletic is saying. And someone did a comparison between Hugo Ekitike, Victor Gyökeres, and Victor Osimhen. And that is according to Data MB. And basically, based on age, obviously Gyökeres 26, Osimhen 26, Ekitike 22. And then if you look at like the passes they've received and all of that, passes received, Victor Gyökeres 59.6, Victor Osimhen 40.8, and then Hugo Ekitike 24-25 season 69.8. Aerials won. Victor Osimhen has one more. Obviously, he's very athletic and all. And then Ekitike 56, while Gyökeres 76. So that's pretty much what it is. Non-penalty goals. Gyökeres has the highest. As well, and then the next is, I think him and Osimhen have the highest and at over 96. And then Hugo Ekitike has 83. And then with XG, Gyökeres and Victor Osimhen has more. He has 99.8, while Gyökeres 99.6, and then Ekitike 96.1. Passes to box, basically 2.0 Gyökeres, 37.3 Ekitike, and then 26.4 Osimhen. Then expected assists 90.2 Gyökeres, 91.8 Ekitike, and then we have 89.9. So they're pretty much similar strikers in stats when you compare them according to Data MB. And then if we're going to go to other news, right? So someone also compared Alexander Isak to Hugo Ekitike, and the stats are pretty almost similar. But Ekitike has one more aerial duels than Alexander Isak, right? So that's pretty much straightforward. And that's the update on Hugo Ekitike. Man United are interested. They could do a deal around 68 to 72 million pounds. And then to a new striker that just popped in the last 24 hours as well. And that is a striker that they said Manchester United have been scouting for a while now, and they have pushed him up the list. And that is, his name is a Nigerian striker, prolific forward. I've watched him play for Nigeria, and we can tell, the type of player he is. Very energetic, very strong. He's kind of like the Osimhen type kind of player, albeit 2 years younger. His name is Tolu Arokodare. And, the news is, according to Graham Bailey, is that Man United are showing interest in Genk's prolific striker, Tolu Arokodare. Now, scouts have pushed his name with Christopher Vivell and Jason Wilcox, impressed by the Nigerian's 23 goals in 45 games last season. So, he's a player to watch. He's 24 years of age. and he's a striker. And if we're going to kind of break it down, there are other reporters. I saw the news report written by Graham Bailey and Dan C Football. Now, he says Manchester United are showing interest in Genk striker Tolu Arokodare. He finished as top goal scorer in Belgium Pro League in 24-25 season with 17 goals in 30 games. Right? Now, he's a 24-year-old Nigerian striker playing for KRC Genk in the Belgian Pro League, standing at 1.97 meters, and he's known for his physicality and aerial ability. He scored 20 goals in the 24-25 season, earning the 2025 Ebony Shoe for the best African player in Belgium, right? His career includes a stint in Valmiera and a loan at FC Köln with 216 club appearances and 83 goals as of May 2025. Manchester United's interest, as noted by scouts, likely stems from his goal-scoring form and his physical presence, though adapting to the Premier League could be a challenge. So it's pretty straightforward and in-depth. And now we're going to just touch on a few of his stats as well as his player profile for Tolu Arokodare of KRC Genk. He's a goal poacher. He's a powerful forward. He's a complete forward, basically. False nine, plays as a false nine. He's always involved in link-up play. He's a second striker. He presses forward. And that's it. He joined from French League 2 side Amiens. Most of his professional minutes have come in France and Belgium, and he has scored 33 goals over the last 2 seasons, right? Notably underperforming his XG, missing 54 big chances in 58 league starts. Now, his positional profile, his finishing is up in the 50%. His box presence is where the most is, top 90%. His movement is around 50%. His link-up play is around 70%. His creativity is around 40%. His ball carrying is around 30%. His pressing is around 45%. I think Man United were just throwing the half for this one. And I will vouch for him basically because he's Nigerian, obviously. And I've watched him a couple of times. He's physically dominant and able to create shooting angles inside the box by pinning and containing the defender, right? And his movement inside the box is strong, peeling off opponents to find space or isolate a fullback at the back post. Unsurprisingly, he is a monster in the air, aggressively when attacking the ball, but also able to receive long passes and connect with teammates. He is not an efficient finisher, but can score from a range of angles inside the box. His box presence, he can also, his box presence is there. He can also receive the ball under pressure from a defender and is able to hold on to it, allowing teammates to use him as an out ball before joining the attack. Defensively, he's valuable, fast, and able to press with good intensity, while his dwelling is of course strong once in contact with the opponent. So Arokodare is another target. I think this is just rumor until we see it reported by the big ones and all of that. He's a good player. We've seen him. I've seen him play for Nigeria so many times, and I've kind of, who's this new player? And I focused on him and all that. He's very aggressive. He played the last game I watched him play. He played against Jamaica, and he scored that equalizing goal that got us to the penalty or something, penalty shootout in the Unity Cup tournament that was just played just after the season was done. So yeah, plays in the Belgian league. I know a couple of players who have played in the Belgian league. I mean, Wilfred Ndidi played in Belgian league. He's doing well at Leicester City. He's been performing season in season now, albeit he's been plagued with injuries in the last couple of seasons. Yeah, and he's been doing well. I mean, there are other players like even Kelechi Iheanacho played in Belgian league before coming to, and then a lot of Nigerian players who have played there are doing well right now in the Premier League. So I wouldn't put it past Arokodare to make it in the Premier League. If he comes to Man United, fine. If he doesn't, so be it. But it's just a rumor, and it was just thrown in. And it was said that Christopher Vivell, by Duncan Castles, that Christopher Vivell and Jason Wilcox like him. So it is what it is. It's just a like, innit? So let's know your thoughts and feelings about both strikers. what you think. And in the coming days, we'll observe and we'll bring you more details and we'll do a full player profile of this player. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We keep growing and we'll keep building this community together. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. And I'll see you on the next one. God bless.